Pastor Stephen Brown, pastor of the Logic Church in Memphis, Tennessee. What made you agree to sit in that seat?
Man, I got a testimony.
You got a testimony.
Yeah. And I ain't scared to tell it.
So, what do pastors think about you now?
Yeah, at first I was misunderstood because I had so much going on, as far as breaking traditions, especially in that town.
What is your definition of legacy?
When I think about legacy, I think about what's left in the room once you're not in there anymore.
So here you are, and you get yourself kind of jammed up a little bit. Are you embarrassed to talk about this?
No, man, I want to talk about it.
All right.
That's why I'm here, Pastor.
Okay. What were you indicted for?
Man, we got indicted for...
Who's
it
we?
was 10 people on the indictment. I found myself under a federal indictment for something that I did not do. I know everybody say they didn't do it, but I'm telling you, I didn't do it. It was just a big mess, a big jam, and I got caught up, and I did not see how I was gonna get out this thing.
The feds go quiet.
We didn't know what was coming. And then I kind of figured, I was like, they quiet, man, it's been a long time. Then the indictment came. So when the indictment came, that's when everything woke up. It's like, dude, I didn't know if I was coming or going. Some days was cool, some days was normal. Some days I was numb, some days I was confused, some days I was just...
What would have been the minimum?
First time I filmed, I probably would have got a little less than 2 years, I'm hearing. And if I would have lost trial, then I probably would have, then they say probably a 10-piece.
Man, what did that do for you? What did it do? Probably what did it do to you?
I ain't never wanted to harm myself or do anything bad to myself, but I did ask God. I said, God, if you can just take me in my sleep, that'll be cool. I appreciate that if you did it that way.
All right. I wasn't expecting that. I am laughing because today is a laugh full of joy. And what we're about to experience is a story of redemption. Legacy Conversations is really making an impact. And that's just not me saying it, patting myself on the back, but the numbers prove it. The DMs prove it. The text messages prove it. Our legacy probably is the most important thing that we can establish. And on today, Pastor Stephen Brown, pastor of the Logic Church in Memphis, Tennessee. I didn't say it right. Memphis is my special guest. Brother, I am so glad that you're sitting right there in that seat.
Man, I'm glad to be sitting here. Thank you.
I always ask, what is your definition of legacy?
Man, when I think about legacy, I think about what's left in the room once you're not in there anymore. And what are people talking about? I don't think it's money. I don't think it's accomplishments. I don't think it's none of that. I think it's impact. I think about, what do your children remember about you? What does the neighborhood, the city, the nation remember about you?
You say it's about what's left in the room once you leave.
That's right.
Kind of like that fragrance you're wearing.
Yeah. Just a little something.
Yeah, just a little something. Pastor, you don't know about that. That's what you told me earlier. It's like everybody sat in their chair, no matter how surprised they were about the definition, has pretty much said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to believe that legacy, the concept, has met the word that God has placed in us.
Yeah.
God is a God of legacy, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah.
And for that to have been important to God, legacy ought to be important to us.
That's right.
Is it important to you?
Man, it's important to me. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's think about the family I come from and how my dad was inspired by his dad and how it was just passed down to me, all that inspiration. And I think about you, like even when I'm here today, man, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on Legacy Conversations, man. Because you're a man of legacy yourself. Your grandfather, your father, you. Yeah. It's just a great lineage, a great name, man. It's just befitting. And,
I appreciate you saying those words. What made you agree to sit in that seat?
Man, I got a testimony.
You got a testimony?
Yeah. And I ain't scared to tell it.
So I thought you were going to say something else.
Yeah. And
I'm glad
it's preserving legacy.
All right. And I thought you were going to say something else.
Okay.
But we'll get back to that in a minute. Though you do have a testimony.
Yeah.
And though it is preserving legacy. I've heard the name Stephen Brown in Memphis. I've watched you become very, very popular on social media, particularly. You got a swag that's out this world. You have your voice, the way you talk, very, very distinctive. I've watched the number of, we'll just call them celebrities, very popular artists and preachers come to your church. And I made the mistake of thinking that your father was a pastor.
Yeah.
Now, I deliberately just described everything that is external. And so often, people will look at the external and think that's the internal.
Yeah.
You can learn all that kind of stuff. You know, watch TV long enough and these YNs. You can learn how to pick up the swag. You can learn what you like, what's popular, all those kinds of things. Who is Stephen Brown? Tell me about who you are when the lights go off. Tell me about you.
I'm just a little old dude from Memphis, man. We grew up playing basketball every day of our life, trying to make it, this little kid having hoop dreams. And it took me all the way to college. I went to college, man, played ball, and graduated there. Kind of had a divine moment while I was at school, where I say the Lord touched my life while I was in college. So I ended up moving back home, dove into the church, into the word, got close to the Lord, things like that. And, just always believe in being authentic. You know what I'm saying? So even when I first started going to church, I would wear my basketball jogging suits to church, and just that's all I had. That's all I knew. I was just being me. I was loving God more than anybody. And so I saw early on that you can be yourself as long as you really love the Lord. So I think that stuck with me, just being authentic about the way I dress and just the swag. It's just a Memphis thing. Just like y'all Atlanta guys, y'all got it, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We just got the Memphis swag, and we just do what we do. And but you're not the only person to say that. It do come out in my ministry. It ain't like nothing we trying to do. It's just who we are. Just kind of like personality. It's just authenticity.
And when we are authentic, it does come out. Where'd you go to school? College.
In college, I went to a school called Idaho State University in a city called Pocatello, Idaho. It's about a couple hours from Salt Lake City, Utah. Okay. Mormon territory.
Were you a starter on the team?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't have thought anything else with you being you. That's interesting when you start talking about being authentic and wearing your sweatshirts and your athletic outwear or outerwear to church. How much do you think that influenced or popularized you there in Memphis? I can't think of anybody, I'm not that entrenched, but I can't think of anybody in Memphis that presented themselves like that.
Right. I saw it early. The people responding, like, the way they were looking at me. You know what I'm saying? I was doing what I was worshiping and crying in church too, like they was doing, but I wasn't dressed like them. And so, first of all, I didn't have many suits, and I was a ball player. So I had like 1 or 2 suits my dad bought me. When I come home, I would wear them and go to church and stuff. And so I didn't have very many suits. And so I had to wear to church what I had before I started getting my suit game up. And so, but I noticed it early. People, they were looking, they were observing because I was dressed different, but they could not argue with it because they knew I had an authentic relationship with the Lord. So before I even understand what was going on, the whole religious thing and things like that, I kind of saw, it before I could describe it. And so they saw my heart towards God, but yet they was wrestling with my outer appearance. But they didn't bother me though, because they knew I loved the Lord. So I saw it early on, even before I was a pastor. So when I started my church, it was nothing to just come as you are type of thing or just be comfortable.
What do pastors think about you now?
As far as what?
As you present yourself there in Memphis. I know you're part of the Full Gospel.
Absolutely,
Baptist Church Fellowship. You're so different than what is on the scene in Memphis. How do people characterize you? How do pastors see you?
Yeah, at first I was misunderstood because I had so much going on, as far as breaking traditions, especially in that town. But they knew I loved the Lord, though. And so they didn't really bother me too much. They was just labeling me as, what he doing now? Or, there you go again, or that boy crazy, you know. But, you know, I was trying to be an example, you know, to my generation that it's not about, you know, your clothes and stuff. It's really about your soul. You
So
know?
you cared more about who you reached
Yeah.
as opposed to what people were seeing.
Right. But to be honest, you know, when I started my church, and we'll get to that in a moment, but, you know, I thought a pastor should look a certain way. So I did change my dress code, but I wasn't feeling right.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So then it took me a while to get back to my genuine self and my feelings. I said, you know what, before Come As You Are was even a thing, we was already doing it, you know? And so I was like, let me just go have fun. And then, you know, I saw my congregation start changing and my demographic of the people I was reaching started changing. And so I was like, okay, let me just do it this way because it's working.
Do you think you were ever a threat to the pastors or ministries that were on the scene?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because of how your ministry was growing, where it was located?
Yeah, absolutely.
How'd you feel that? How did you feel being a threat? Not, let me say it right.
Yeah.
How was your church impacted by being a threat? You know, how were you impacted by being seen as a threat?
Yeah, I was confused at first because I thought everybody, you know, who was in this business would see a young pastor and be like, oh man, we proud of him. We happy we got another dude who coming up. You know, I thought they would really support and get behind me and stuff like that because, you know, they got kids, they got grandkids, they got a demographic of people they can't reach, and I was reaching them. So I thought everybody was going to support. Like, yeah, we got this young guy in town, you know, but it wasn't like that. You know, we started just experiencing all kind of just evil things being said about us, just being misunderstood, just misjudged. It bothered me a little bit because I was so young and I didn't understand, but I learned quickly because it wouldn't stop coming. And so I was like, I see this ain't going to stop. It's kind of getting worse. So we just kind of learned how to adapt to it, grow thick skin, and just kept it moving. They really weren't the things. I kind of developed until like I didn't care what they thought about me because I thought we was all on the same team. Mm-hmm. And then when I saw we wasn't, I was like, man, maybe I can be on my own team. You know what I'm saying? Like
and
that.
You did.
Yeah.
You did that. The Lord touched your heart.
Yeah.
While you were in college.
Yep.
You come home and you bring all of you.
Yep.
You're killing the game. That would have sounded odd if you said yep.
Right yep. I tried to be humble right there, you know, but yep, you're right. But I tell people, I ain't the young hot preacher no more. I'm getting old, man. You see this hair?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I used to be hot, young hot.
Yeah.
I'm still hot though, but I ain't the young hot preacher. I understand that.
You, instead of YN, you're an OG.
I'm an ON.
ON, all right.
Yeah, all right. OG, yeah, OG. Yeah, we OGs now.
How do you?
I'm what, 47?
40. You get to think, that's how I know you old.
What? You had to think about it. How old you, Pastor? See there?
I'm 53.
For real?
I don't want you to feel by yourself.
No, we right there together.
I'm 53. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we good.
So here you are, and you get yourself kind of jammed up a little bit, you know, and you are finding yourself that very, very few people find themselves. And I'd imagine since you were already this lone star, would you agree? Can I use the word Lone Ranger?
Yeah. I was that Lone Ranger for a season, for sure.
All right. So here you are, this Lone Ranger, and now this situation arises.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what has helped make Stephen Brown, because I believe that you don't go through anything that doesn't help make us us.
Yeah. Man, that's a good question. You know how we say, you know, he'll never leave us nor forsake us. He'll be with us always, even to the end of the world. Yep. I just had to walk that experience out. You know what I'm saying? So when this unfortunate situation landed in my life, you know, God was closer to me than ever. You know, sometimes it didn't always feel like he was as close as I wanted him to be. But there was something in me that knew he was closer than ever.
It's public.
Yeah.
Right?
It's everywhere. It's all over the TV, the internet. It's gone wild.
Yep. You know what? Folk love a good, bad story.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't surprise me. You gave me the theological, pastoral answer.
Yeah.
He'll never leave us. He'll never forsake us.
Yeah.
What was that? What did you have? What happened that you had to double down and start living that thing out as opposed to it being a colloquialism?
Right. Well,
are you embarrassed to talk about this?
no, man, I want to talk about it.
All right.
That's why I'm here, Pastor.
Okay.
I want to talk about it.
All right. Well, let me tell you why.
Yeah.
When I was on Dr. Jamal Harrison Bryant's podcast about my mental health situation, it was the first time I'd ever talked about it. Now, our church knew, family knew, but it wasn't public.
Yeah.
And I remember we get down to the part to where Jamal says, "So what happened?"
Yeah.
Man, I got a knot in my throat. My mouth got
I feel
dry.
a little knot right here. I'm glad you're confirming it.
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to do that.
But I'm good, yeah.
That I started, I knew that's what we were going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just something about it, like, am I ready to say this? Is this the first time it's coming out public? And then the thumbnail said bipolar with a Bible.
Man.
So after I got over saying it, I'm seeing the title, which is right, which is apropos to the situation. Take it from there. I'm trying to level set and let you see you ain't by yourself.
I appreciate that, man. But yeah, I found myself under a federal indictment. The pastor, the prophet.
You gonna start there?
Where you want me to start?
There.
Right there.
But I'm saying that's major.
That's
a
major.
Federal indictment.
Yeah, not this local stuff, not state. I found myself under a federal indictment for something that I did not do. I know everybody say they didn't do it, but I'm telling you, I didn't do it. It was just a big mess, a big jam, and I got caught up, and I did not see how I was going to get out this thing.
What were you indicted for?
Man, we got indicted for...
Who's we?
It was 10 people on the indictment.
Okay.
10 people on the indictment. And,
did you know them all? Were all y'all homies?
I knew, I knew 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we got indicted for wire fraud as it relates to the COVID relief funds. You know how everybody was like, they gonna get them folk who got all their money.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna come get all you folk who got their PPP.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't never thought I was gonna be one of the ones they knocked on the door.
They weren't supposed to get.
Yeah. And, we called ourselves doing everything right. You know what I'm saying? I had hired this guy because I had applied for the money a couple of times, but we didn't get it for whatever reasons. And it was so many reasons floating around that we didn't get it. And nobody knew anything. So they just told keep applying. We heard that, you didn't get it because the first round ran out. Then we heard, you ain't getting no money, Brown, because you don't have W-2 employees. You got all 1099 contractors working for you. Mm-hmm. So we didn't really know what it was, right? All I know is I ain't never got no government money ever. And so when they knocked on my door, first thing I said, man, that stuff ain't real. I ain't got no money anyway. Mm-hmm. So what happened was, I got denied. And I was like, see, I told you it wasn't real, right? And so then I got a phone call from another pastor.
Let me stop you. Was your ministry in a place that you needed the money?
No, I ain't need the money.
Okay.
But we didn't know what was going to happen.
Yep.
So everybody was like, we was kicked out of church. So I didn't need the money at the time, but I didn't know if I wasn't going to need it.
You mean kicked out of the church because of the government?
Yeah, they said you can't go to church, social distancing, everybody had to go online.
Yep.
So you got to remember, you got to go back to 2020. Nobody knew what was going to happen. You didn't know if people were going to stop giving. You didn't know if the church was going to shut down.
Yep.
You didn't know if you were going to be bankrupt.
Yep.
So that's why they put the money out there.
Yep.
To help small businesses stay afloat.
Right.
While they locked you out your business.
Yep.
Right? So even though I didn't need the money at the time.
You didn't know.
I didn't know what was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And so.
I think that's wise.
I was being smart, I thought. Mm-hmm. I was looking out for the future. And then all these pastors were getting the money. All these big churches. All the little churches. I was like, well, I ain't getting no money. Right? And so I got a phone call from a friend of mine who asked me, how much money did you get from the COVID? I said, man, we ain't got nothing, man. That stuff ain't real. He was like, shoot, yes, it is. We got such and such. We got 150 grand. And I know my church way bigger than his church. And I'm like, you got 150 grand? I'm like, your payroll and my payroll, like, what happened? He's like, well, I got a guy who I can recommend to you if you want him to help you. I'm like, shoot, yeah, I want him to help me. And so he referred me to this guy, right? And so I trusted the guy. He was a church guy, a tax guy, right? And long story short, he just asked me a few questions. I sent him a few answers to the questions that he sent me. And he did the paperwork for us, right? It's like, I'm in the hands of a professional. He did the paperwork for us. He emailed me one day, said, hey, man, got you approved. It's coming to your email. Just DocuSign, boom, 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 hit submit, and the money going to be in your account. Bam. So what I do? I get the email. I DocuSign like he said. I did not read all the fine print. Like nobody does. When you got that iPhone update on your phone, you just hit agree, then
you just go like this.
When you close on your house, I agree. When you close on your car, I agree. Why? Because you got a professional sitting right there saying, sign this, sign this, sign that. I ain't saying it's the smartest thing to do. I know now that I ain't gonna ever sign nothing for the rest of my life without reading it or having an attorney sitting with me reading it. But that's just what we do.
Sure. You're right.
Right? And so by me signing off on that paper, bam. That's what happened. That's what got me in trouble. Because now the guy submitted all kind of fraudulent stuff on our behalf without me knowing. But then by the fact that I signed off on it without reading it, now the feds looking at, oh, you was in on it. No, Brown, you can't tell us you didn't know all this was going on. Wait a minute, you didn't tell me that you didn't read that you can get prosecuted. If you lied, you could go to jail. So you telling me you didn't read this. I'm like, dude, no, I didn't read it, bro. I just signed it like everybody does.
Why didn't that make you still culpable? You know, because once they got your signature on there, I'm not saying that you didn't do your due diligence. I'm not saying you weren't dealing with a professional, but you already have me intrigued. Because if I sign something and you're right, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
If we buy a car, whatever
everybody
it
is.
My wife is going to sit there and read if it takes 3 hours.
Right.
She gonna sit there and read it because she says exactly, I just got to know.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it because if it was just me, I'd do the same exact thing.
What this mean? Boom. Okay.
Yep.
Done.
Yep. So, I mean, I'm even aware of how people sign things and they still are able, after going through court and this, that, and the other, you know, out of omission or didn't know that they're able to walk some things back. So what you were signing was making you culpable.
Yeah. Culpable, what you mean?
Yeah, so it was making you responsible. You were agreeing to accept.
Once my signature went on that paper, it was like I filled out the application. I hired that guy to fill out all my paperwork. I hired a third party. Mm-hmm. Right. So in the future, I even know now I'm gonna make the third party sign something. Yeah. Like I'm not responsible for nothing you do. You're gonna be responsible. So I learned that little trick moving forward. But yeah, I hired a third party. So when I signed it, it was as if I had filled it out.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? So it did make me responsible. Mm-hmm. I was legally.
So you get the email, you sign it, you got the money?
Ooh, I almost said something. Yes, sir, we got the money.
Pause.
No.
Yeah, this ain't church. What were you about to say?
Yeah.
Heck yes.
No, I just had a funny moment. I know my brother watching this, but I had a funny moment. And
it can't go.
In trial, you know what I'm saying? The feds, they got all my text messages, right? Mm. And they popped them up there when they was building their case. And one of my responses was to the guy, he asked me, did you get the money? I said, bingo. You know, and it just looks so bad in court. But, you know, that was just funny right there. That's all I'm saying.
Did you feel something when I asked that?
I did. Something jumped in me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I did get the money.
Yeah. Well, you ain't the only one.
Yeah.
You the only one said bingo.
Yeah, bingo. Yeah.
All right, so go ahead. You get the money.
Yeah, we get the money, and we were under the instructions that you got 8 weeks to get rid of this, or 12 weeks, right?
To get rid of what?
The money. You got to get rid of it. You got to disperse this money out. You can pay your mortgage. You can do light bill. You can do insurance. You can do your payroll. You can do supplies. Anything to keep the ministry going, right? Okay. You got to get rid of it though. You got 8 weeks, or you're gonna be fined. You know, you're gonna have to pay it back. Didn't nobody know what was going on. And I know I'm not supposed to give assumptions, but I'm just telling you. Folk didn't really know the rules.
Listen, man,
you know what I'm saying?
I completely get it. The world was moving so fast.
It was moving so fast.
And
nobody knew nothing.
Assumption.
Right.
And, you know, this cloak and dagger that, where's that? I didn't know it was a city called that. So I understand what you're saying. Anybody that watches this will understand that.
They told us, get rid of the money, or you're going to be penalized. You're going to have to pay it back twice. I was like, okay, well, whatever we're going to do, we're going to get rid of this money. And so I called myself doing the right thing. I paid all the bills. I paid all the staff. We got rid of the money. And then here come a second round. It was like, the only way you qualify for the second wave is if you got the first wave.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to give you 150, 200,000, and you got rid of it, so we're going to give you 200 more. Who turning that down?
Bingo.
So I'm like, all right, wait a minute. It's a second round of this money coming? Yeah, the government got to give it away. And if the only way you get the second round is if you got the first round. Do you want it? I'm like, sure. We'll do it again. And so we got the second wave and we was paying people, right? And so little did I know, I was trying to get rid of the money so fast. And I don't know if I'm talking too much. I'm just here to talk, man. You know.
That's it. You can't talk too fast.
I don't know.
You can't talk too much.
I caught myself doing the right thing because I was like, I got to get rid of the money. So it wasn't moving fast enough. So I started paying volunteers, like people who volunteer at the ministry who not normally get paid. I started blessing them. It was an opportunity for me to give them money, right? One time I got up in my church, man, I gave all the business owners like $500 a piece or $1,000. I said every business owner stand up. A 30 or 40 of them stood up. Gave them a check. Next Sunday, I did the same thing. If you missed last Sunday, you're a business owner, stand up. Me and my wife gave it away. Blessing the church. I'm turning now COVID relief funds into like funding of businesses or black businesses or whatever. I call myself doing the right thing. I'm the pastor with the big heart. I got this money and I got to get rid of it. So I'm going to pay my staff. I'm going to pay the bills. I'm going to pay volunteers. I'm going to bless business owners, right? Mm-hmm. Man, all that stuff, they say it was illegal. And
I'm going to ask you a question. Did you take any of the money?
No.
You didn't write, you weren't billing yourself?
I'm on payroll.
Good.
Yeah, right. So I paid myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I paid
was that a
my
lie?
staff.
Was that what was out? That you took all the money for yourself?
No.
That didn't get out?
No.
You know, folk are good to make up lies.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a rumor going around that Brown got plenty of money, so I don't, you know. That's a rumor. No, it's a rumor. I don't know how they got out there, and I hate that, because I can't get no loan from nobody. If I ask for some money, folk gonna be like, man, you don't need no money. I'm serious. It's a real thing. Folk think I'm loaded.
Was that a flex?
Yeah. No, I'm serious.
Was it?
I don't understand.
Well, Doc.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I need help too.
Yeah. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah.
And you know, part of my reason for asking that is for that reason that people will assume. Unfortunately, you pastors get this horrible, particularly black pastors, this horrible picture and caricature.
Yeah.
You know, that, you know, it's about the money and blah, blah, blah. And so I was asking from a viewer's perspective.
Yeah, but that narrative did get out there because, let's just say, if I am a blessed young man and my church is well off, you know, people know that. And so they was like, well, he get the money for anyway. If anybody got it, he shouldn't have got it because he don't need it. It's supposed to go to struggling businesses, right? And so that did get out there like, Logic and Brown don't need no money. Maybe he getting what he deserved, you know? So yeah, that did get out there like that.
Did you have to refute that? Did you just stay quiet when that happened?
No, well, I was silent, man. Like once the indictment hit, it wasn't number tears, man. Yeah. It wasn't number trying to keep my sanity. I wasn't worried about what nobody said. I was trying to keep my family together and my church together and my mind together. Everything else out the window.
You just hit a space in me that I have a heart for, and that's your mind.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll come back to that. All right, so you get the money and you're blessing folk. Then what happened? Bingo. I mean, all these kinds of things. Take me to the next phase.
Yeah, so I got a phone call and they was like, you know, we want to interview these, the federal, I didn't know who they was. I just thought they was some whoever, you know. And they was like, we so-and-so from the DOJ and we want to just ask you some questions about your COVID funds. I was like, okay, cool. They said, we flying in to see you. I said, what? They said they're going to fly in. We flying from here. I got one guy flying from here, one guy flying from here. We're going to come in and we're just going to talk to you. Right?
This don't seem casual.
Yeah. So they flew to my church. They showed up and we had a meeting. And my attorney was like, man, don't you go in there and talk to them people, them the feds. I said, what? He said, you should go in there and talk to them without us. And so we invite our attorneys in. And so the only way we could have that meeting was they had their attorneys present. So they zoomed me in on the phone call and they tapped in the prosecutor and other attorneys and stuff like that. So we had one big meeting in my office for hours. And they just drilled me about the COVID relief fund and asking all these kind of questions. I was just answering honestly. I was giving them everything they want because my attorneys told me that if you're going to talk to them, tell them everything. I like, what you talking about? I ain't got nothing to lie about. They was just like, look, you are officially being investigated, brother. That's what they told me. Before I even knew I was getting investigated. It was like, look, you can either not talk to them and you're going to be good and we can hear from them later. But if you go in there and talk to them, tell them everything. Because if you tell one lie, it's over. I was like, man, I ain't got no lies to tell. They ain't got nothing on me. That's how I was feeling. That's why.
What would have happened if you just said nothing?
They probably would have talked to my attorneys and, probably told them what I was facing or what I was up against, or told them if I was a target of the investigation or if I was just a witness or somebody they want to interview. At the time,
you think it would have turned out the way that it did?
Yeah, I can't speak for them, and I don't want to.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about like for your attorneys. Is this traditionally what happens if I got an attorney in it and they're putting this out and blah blah blah, and I'm not? Unfortunately, it's almost like truth gets dinged. It's like But if you had. So you went in telling the truth.
Yeah, because I ain't had nothing to hide. I want them to know up front, I ain't had nothing to hide. Y'all got this wrong, right? That's what I was trying to convey. Mm-hmm. But they weren't hearing it. And so if I didn't talk to them, they probably would just talk to my attorney and be like, tell him this is what we feel he did. And they probably would have offered something like he can do this and we want to indict him. Or if he, don't want to plead guilty to this, then we're going to have to indict him. Mm-hmm. They probably would have handled it privately with the attorney if I didn't talk.
Sure.
But I feel like I wanted to talk. But they interviewed other people around town. And I didn't want to be the only guy not talking. Because at the time I felt like if I didn't talk and everybody else was talking, then I looked guilty.
As I say, your character is on.
But looking back on it now, I would never would have talked to him.
And that's what I was trying to ask.
Yeah, looking back on it, I would never talk to him.
Yep.
Ever.
Yep.
And I don't invite anybody to watch it be. Don't talk to them. Make them do the work. Because when you talk to them, you're just helping them.
Well, amen.
No, I'm serious. That's a real thing. And I wouldn't know that if you go to the you ain't got to talk, but you be so scared.
Yeah.
You be so scared, you want, man, hey.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing.
Yeah.
If they got you, if you guilty, you already know you're guilty. But if you ain't, don't say nothing.
Make them prove.
Make them prove it.
All right, so they talking to you. You're indicted officially.
I'm officially indicted. Heartbroken, crying. Didn't know if I was coming or going. Is it over? What's about to happen now? What's the next move? I already knew it was kind of coming because it was just quiet for a long time. So now the indictment come out of nowhere, bam. It's a headline. I go from pastor to headlines everywhere.
Did the impact of this story make it national?
Yeah.
So what kind of news, clearly then, if it did, all the news junkets in Memphis are bringing this up.
Yeah, we on every station. We got a few bloggers talking. The church world is buzzing, But to be honest, though, I don't think it was bad as it could have been. And I say this because I was watching. I was like, they had to do what they had to do. The media, the news, once they ran it a couple times, they did their job. Once the bloggers hit it a couple times, they did their job. Once the preachers talked all around the country, they did their job. But it got quiet. I'm watching. And I knew why I think I knew why I got quiet. Everybody got their money. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, the one everybody was watching. They were like, man, they got Brown with it. We know Brown legit. What's going to happen to us? That's what I felt like was going through a lot of, not only preachers, man, but people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who did rob them folk or who, got money illegally, they were like, man, we know Brown got his I's dotted and T's crossed. If they indicted him, either he a criminal or we all finna get it. So we just gonna hush.
And butt cheek tightened up.
Yeah. Either we gonna hush or we gonna see how he come through this.
Yeah.
Cause don't nobody know what's gonna happen.
So they watching you for a different reason now.
Yeah, and that's why I don't really judge preachers for getting silent on me. At first I did. I was like, man, all these clowns fake. I'm done with them. You know what I'm saying? But then once I thought about it, I was like, man, them jokers was scared. So, they was scared, man.
I guess I'm a real one because if I'm your friend, I'm your friend.
Yeah, for sure.
If we going through it, if you going through it, I'ma show up. I'm gonna say, look, Brown, here I am. Go get you a hotel for you and your wife and get yourself together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's just me. And I'll do that with anybody I know or have a relationship with to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just sitting there thinking, if all of Memphis, all the pastors are sitting there watching, man, if Brown going through, what about, I think that's whack. That's some BS.
I can't speak for him, but that's what I felt. That's how I felt. I ain't saying that's facts.
If it's a consistent response,
Yeah.
But I appreciate you not indicting.
Yeah, I ain't trying to indict nobody.
Yeah.
But I did feel that way. I'm just expressing my true feelings.
Respect. Respect.
And I've known to be right a few times.
Once
or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now you got the money. People are watching you.
Mm-hmm. Now the money gone. We distributed.
Okay, I was kind of rehearsing.
I'm sorry.
So now you got the money.
Yeah.
FBI's been there. The feds have been there.
Yeah.
People are watching you. Things go silent.
Yeah.
When does it wake up?
It never went to sleep.
Well, no, in the silence, stuff was working.
Oh.
When does it get in front of you again? And what actually comes before? What breaks the silence?
What breaks the silence?
You said things are quiet on your side.
Quiet on my side?
Yes.
Not hearing from people?
Yes. Yeah. The feds go quiet. That's what you said.
Oh, that's before the indictment.
Aha.
They went quiet. We didn't know what was coming. And then I kind of figured, I said, they quiet, man. It's been a long time. Then the indictment came. So when the indictment came, that's when everything woke up.
Okay.
Because I was investigated September 22. I didn't get indicted till October 23. 13 months. Silence. Torment.
Oh.
What these folks finna do?
Oh.
Am I a target of this investigation, or did they just want to talk to me and for me to be a witness? Do they want the big fish? Or, hey, am I the big fish?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know I'm the big pastor, but am I the big fish on this situation? You know?
You mentioned earlier your mental.
Yeah.
13 months of silence.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what did that do for you? What did it do? Probably what did it do to you?
Yeah, I don't even have the words to describe. And I never thought I'd say that because I can describe stuff pretty well. But man, those 13 months, it's like, dude, I didn't know if I was coming or going. Some days was cool. Some days were normal. Some days I was numb. Some days I was confused. Some days I was just going through it, man. It's just, I didn't know what to say, what to do, who to call. I just sat outside every day. I got a nice backyard. God is good. And I just sat out there every day, looking up into the sky. Hey, Lord, what's finna happen next? 13 months, man. That was the pre-phase of the torment. That was before the indictment. Wondering what gonna happen. Are they gonna cut me loose or are they gonna indict me? Then when the indictment comes, it's a whole nother level because it's real now. At first, I was like hoping, okay, this thing probably go away. They ain't got nothing on me. Maybe they'll figure it out. It was just a big misunderstanding, you know. But then when the indictment comes 13 months later, it's a whole nother thing. It was another level.
Pick up there.
It was another level, man. So now when the indictment officially comes, now you officially indicted. I had to go turn myself in, go to jail. I'm in jail. Dog, I'm in jail, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this can't be real. And so I get out, same day.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You just ran by that and I realized I missed it. You had to turn yourself in.
I got indicted.
And you find yourself in jail.
In a federal prison, man. Yeah.
What is going on with your church, your wife? I keep trying to let you tell the story and move at your rate, but yeah. I mean, these details, what's going on with your church, your wife, your family?
So I get indicted. I forgot what day it was. And so I worked it out where I could make it through the weekend. My attorney called the marshals and be like, hey, don't bother the pastor. Don't pick him up. You know, he going to turn himself in on Monday. And they was like, all right, we got you. If he don't turn himself in on Monday, though, we're going to come get him, right? So they gave me time to, because I had been kind of venting to the church periodically in sermons and throughout the whole process. But when it got real, because it had already hit the news and stuff all week, so we had to make it to Sunday. Like, all right, y'all, everybody know, I done got indicted. It's cool. This is it. It is what it is. This is where we're at. I have to turn myself in tomorrow, and I hope I see y'all Tuesday night. Right? So I go turn myself in Monday, and I get out. No bail or nothing, just on my own recognizance. They let you out and give you the rules and lay down the law. And, from there, we just kept on doing church. And so now it's like, how do I hold my church together? How do I hold my family together? How do I hold me together? You know what I'm saying? And so it became a real thing. I had to balance all three of those areas, right? So I had to make sure I was good. I had to make sure the wife and kids were good. I had to make sure the church was good. Didn't know what the church thought. You don't know what people thinking. Like, because, what they say, perception is reality.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Once they hear something in the news or the blog, the first thing you're going to do is say, he did it, or they're going to believe it.
Yep.
We're humans.
Yep.
I do it. You do it probably. I don't know. Like, dang, he did that. And so you don't know what folk thinking. You don't know what folk who love you thinking.
Right.
You don't know what they not thinking. Right? So I gotta filter myself through all them processes. I got this whole congregation. I got this whole staff. I got families depending on me to eat every week. Every 7 days, we got to make budget so people can keep their lights on and keep their children fed. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if the church finna die. I don't know if everybody finna leave. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen in week to week. I just keep showing up. Week to week, I just keep showing up. I don't know what's going on with the wife. I'm just watching her every day. You know what I'm saying? Carrying this silent pressure. You know what I'm saying? Not breaking down in front of me, even though I could see the weight on her that she's carrying for me, the church, and the kids, and her family.
Did you ever catch her in an emotional moment? Overhear her wailing, or?
I didn't really hear her wailing, but my wife is a calm spirit. She's a very quiet-natured person. She's very hard to read. People cannot read her. Like, you look at her, you don't know what she's thinking. You don't know nothing about. Like, that's just how she's made up. That's just her disposition. But I've been living with her so long, I can kind of tell, like, when it's heavy on. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to determine and discern when she was heavy, when it was very weighty, But she never really broke in front of me because she was just trying to model strength for me. I would break it in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And so, but no, I could tell because I know her. I've been living with her so long, I could tell when she was.
So the church is you kind of making it day by day?
Man, we week to week. We Sunday to Sunday, Tuesday to Tuesday.
Yep.
Trying to make it. At least I am.
Did they rally behind you?
Yeah, man. For real, man. Shout out to Logic. Light of Glory International Church, man. Them folks stood 10 toes down with their pastor. I had a couple people to flake out on me, do the sideways move, but it's cool. That was expected. But 99% of their church, you know what I'm saying, they roll with their pastor.
Were you surprised?
No, because I got some troopers.
Yep.
I got some troopers. Even though I didn't really know what to expect. I wasn't surprised they stayed. I didn't know what to expect, but I wasn't surprised. When I saw that they stayed, I was like, okay, yeah. Okay.
They need to hear that. Your church needs to hear that. I'm sure you said that,
right?
But I'm talking about on a public platform. They need to hear you say how you feel about them. And I'm glad that you experienced that blessing.
Yeah. They stood with me, man. They stood with me. And then, not that they should have, because at first I was thinking like, man, I've been pastoring that church at the time, 18 years, but at the time, 16 years. So they know they passed. You know what I'm saying? That was my arrogance. Like, they ought to know I didn't do anything like this. But I had to think like, I mean, these folk human, man. You know what I'm saying? They entitled to believe what they gonna believe. And folk get up here and say they don't do stuff all day long, man. You don't know how these people got real feelings and emotions, bro. You need to, like, you know what I'm saying, have a little more grace right there.
So from the time you turn yourself in,
yep,
you're showing up Sunday to Sunday, Tuesday to Tuesday. How long is it before the next chapter is written?
I get indicted October 23. We didn't go to trial in May of 24. I'm still trying to hoping, praying.
I did full gospel October of 24.
And you blessed my life. That's why I'm here. Tell you thank you for being transparent and honest on that stage, because I saw a lot of myself in you, but I was ashamed because I'm Stephen Brown. I can't be going through in my mind. know what I'm saying? Everybody look at to me for inspiration and encouragement. But when you got on that stage, dog, and you opened up, I was like, okay, this a real thing. So that's why I wanted this to be the first podcast I came to, because of how you blessed me at Full Gospel. Because in my book, I talk about the pressure I was under and the torment. I like to think I got good sense. I like to think I'm a cool dude. But dog, when that torment get on your mind and that thing keep turning and turning and turning, man, I can't tell you how many times. And I say this in my book, and I ain't gonna give it all away. I ain't never wanted to harm myself or do anything bad to myself, but I did ask God. I said, God, if you can just take me in my sleep, that'll be cool. I appreciate that if you did it that way. Insurance money good. The church is straight. Just take it that way. That way I won't look like a sucker. But so thank you, man.
All right. I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that. I try to get myself together. Thank you for saying that. And if I could just help one,
yeah,
I'd be all right. But to hear,
you go to one. And we didn't even know each other like that at the time. That's why I came and found you in the hallway. I said, yo. I had to shake your hand, man, give you a hug because you blessed me.
Meanwhile, I'm just thinking I'm bumping into you.
No.
Okay. Man, I messed up. And for you to have said that, I mean, it's still with me. You know, you wonder if what you do matters. And I know that people that are watching this are wondering if their life matters, if God hears them, if they have a trump card. You had two. Somebody only has one. And their trump card is that God knows I'm wrong.
Wow.
Maybe they do have two. And
I know
that I'm wrong. But for you to say what you said, you helped us. But man, that just touched a place in me that I didn't realize needed watering. And if anybody else, when people hear this, I just want, come on this camera right here, or I'm already there. I just want you to know that the same God that vindicated him, the same God that gave me my mind back, that has gotten me through 3 different sabbaticals, and I still got my wife, I still got my children. I still got a future. I still have a ministry. I want you to know he doesn't love you any less than he loves Pastor Brown, JW. And may this one word be a blessing to you in a dry place. May the Lord pour water that's dry. Maybe you find yourself in the middle of it. I won't say it's all right. 2 of us got the same God witness on the same thing, and you do too. God, I can't even think. So the reason why I even brought that up is because I was trying to get from May to October.
Yeah.
And like that's like in my head, I just did Full Gospel.
Yeah, you did Full Gospel May, what's that, 24? No, that was October 24.
Of 24.
So I had just won my case. So I got indicted October 23. And I didn't go to trial till May 24. So from October 23 all the way to May 24, it's a whole nother pressure on me because now it's real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's jail on the table. Now it's, do you plead guilty and go to jail? or you plead not guilty, win and be free, or lose and go to more jail. Right? And so now I'm wrestling with that decision all that time.
How many years were you facing?
We got indicted with 2 counts of wire fraud. Each count carry a maximum of 20 years apiece. So I was facing a maximum of 40 years in prison, which is really a life sentence.
Meaning that you 47, you may have been 45 then.
Yeah.
You talking about
85 years old if I got the books thrown. Yeah.
Well, what would have been the minimum?
First time offender, if I would have pled guilty, first time offender, I probably would have got a little less than 2 years, I'm hearing. What's what the papers say, for the amount of money that I was on paper for. But if I went to trial and if I would have lost trial, then I probably would have, then they say probably a 10-piece. They say when you go to trial and lose, it's like a significant increase.
Yeah. Man, I'm glad you're here.
Man, I'm gladder than you.
I'm glad that you're here, meaning that I expressed that I'm glad now.
Yeah.
Initially, Reverend, you still got me messed up, all right? So I'm still kind of jacked up. My words are a bit discombobulated. I welcomed you to Legacy Conversation. I'm glad that you are here, meaning not in jail. That's what I'm meaning.
Thank you, man.
And I'm glad you got your mind.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're here because whenever you're dealing with mental illness, it can take you somewhere. It does take you somewhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what your diagnosis is. It will take you somewhere. But for you to be sitting here talking to me, having beat a federal case, you have any idea what the percentage of people that win?
Oh, I know exactly.
What is it?
The people who lose is 99.96% in trial.
So we talking about those that win is 0.04.
0.04, yeah, 0.04%, which is nobody really.
Why did you win? More than the Lord being on your side, was it the team of lawyers that you had? We know your folk at your church were praying.
Right.
How were you able to win?
I had 2 trump cards tucked away in my soul, my spirit, and my belly that gave me even the confidence to go to trial.
Did your lawyers know what these trump cards were?
I told them.
Okay.
Number 1, God know I didn't do it. And number 2, I know I didn't do it. That was it. That's what I was riding off of. And I told God, I said, man, if you're going to let me go out like this, then what we doing? Seriously. Like, what we doing? Yeah, it's a misunderstanding, but I didn't steal anything from the government, right? And so if this is what we doing, then I don't know what we doing. Like, that's how I talk to him, like, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? So that was my trump cards. God know I didn't do it. I know I didn't do it. And I had to ride with it.
No better trump cards you can have.
I had to ride with it.
Yeah.
I had to ride with it. That's what I had, man.
I see the ring on your finger.
Yeah. Which
means that your wife is a trooper. She the lead trooper.
She the GOAT.
Yeah. Yeah. How much did your kids? How many kids you have?
3.
And how old are they now?
I got a junior in high school, so she's 16. She's 17. About to be 17. My other girl is 15, and my little boy 12.
So we taking.
And Lulu's 5. That's my Yorkie. Definitely in the family, though.
I'm like, this brother said he has 3.
Yeah.
He forgot one of his children.
Lulu's in the family, man.
I got you. But we got one of those as well.
For real?
Yeah, we are. He's something too.
Yeah.
So, did the kids ever get any exposure? I mean,
think,
kids at school talking
yeah, they go to a different kind of school.
Yeah,
and
I
so,
get it.
Yeah. I think maybe 1 or 2 people probably asked or said something or maybe mentioned it, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't it wasn't nobody teasing them or nothing like that, or your dad this and it wasn't that type of stuff.
But your church, and they a part of the
everywhere
church.
They went, Are you talking about church? Oh, my kids at church?
Yeah, I'm talking about did your church folk expose them? Did your kids get exposed in any regard?
No. It wasn't bad on my children. I can say that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, probably what they was going through silently within themselves. Like they probably was feeling like, who knows about my dad, or does anybody know about my dad? Or they may not even thought that at all. You know, kids they different, man. But we didn't get no reports at the house that somebody was bothering them or teasing them or somebody said something. Mm-hmm. It would have to be me to ask, like, hey, what the heck? Did anybody know about your dad? Yeah. Anybody know about the situation? Mm-hmm. They was like, well, so-and-so asked such and such. I think I heard that like once or twice, but that was pretty much it. So that was a blessing.
I got a rise out of you when I asked you that question and you thought I was meaning your church. When I mean it was school or parents. I got a rise out of you.
Everywhere they went.
Everywhere. Who's the they?
The members.
And what were they doing everywhere they went?
Getting questioned. Yep. Getting cross-examined.
Any fights?
Not that I know of, but
will they fight?
Oh God, yeah. Oh my Lord. Oh Lord. You know how members are crazy about their past?
Yeah.
Them folk different though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they different. They're a little different.
You got some young Dolphs up in there.
Oh God. It's different. They different, dog.
Man, what your folk are blessing me. Yeah. You know, because not everybody will be ride or die with you.
Yeah, they held it down.
Yeah.
The members held it down.
That's good.
That's all I needed too. I didn't really need it because I got abandoned, man, you know what I'm saying? And I was feeling some type of way about that, about the brothers in the ministry, sisters, and just everybody. You know what I'm saying? People who I blessed down through the years, never heard from. Not everybody.
Yep.
I heard from a couple people.
Yep.
But the people who I thought I would hear from, I didn't. Mm-hmm. People who I felt like should have reached out. Or people who I felt like I would have reached out to if it was them.
Yep.
I didn't get that in return. So I felt abandonment. And all my dates got canceled. Everybody took me out the calendar. Everybody. Except maybe one or two people. Mm. And so all the preaching was done. It was just me and my church.
Well, if we were still pastoring in a traditional sense, you'd be the next one.
I receive.
So this is my pulpit.
Yeah.
And you on the second round of filming.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. And I'm honored to have you here and for what you've shared.
Yeah.
Another follow-up question, this just hit me. How many Sundays, or did you miss any Sundays because of the...
Nah, I held it down, man. I was there. I ain't taking no days off.
Preaching? Was that your...
Yeah, it was kind of like my little therapy.
I was about to ask.
But then, like, I was having some reverse reactions, though. You know, sometimes, you know, even though I knew my church needed me, sometimes I showed up, I needed them. You know what I'm saying? So it was working both ways the whole time. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I ain't have the strength to do it. I would go back in my office and break down for a minute, cry right quick, get myself together. Folk, they didn't know what was going on. Because, you know, they think Pastor Superman, superhero, look at what he preaching through. This man is this, that, and the other. But you know what I'm saying? I had to go back in and break down a couple times and get myself together and then come back out there and get my strength from them. And they got it from me. It went both ways.
I'm going to wrap up here. Why is it that we preach through?
I think it's a part of the journey. I don't think you get a choice.
Yeah, we have a choice.
Well, you have a choice if you're going to do it, but I don't think you get a choice if the pain going to come.
Oh, yeah.
You get a choice to preach through it, but so I feel like when pain knocked on my door, I couldn't stop. You know, I had to do it for not only my wife and kids, but for my church. I felt like it was bigger than me, right? So remember now, let's go back to the trump card. So this helped me out through the whole thing. God knew I didn't do it. I didn't know it. God knew I didn't do it. I know I didn't do it. So obviously, this thing has hit me, or God has allowed this thing to hit me for a purpose. You understand that? I know what's happening. God knows what's happening. I didn't do this, but it looked like I did. And so I know that this thing has been assigned to me for a reason. And so that theology started forming in my mind and in my spirit, like, okay, you don't get to not preach through pain.
Do you remember one of the sermons that carried you through, that you remember distinctly, where it became a reality?
Preaching doing that? No, I don't remember.
All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. Well, I know that preaching is therapy, and it's better for that to be our addiction, though it can still be as dangerous as our pain medicine, though it can be as dangerous as any other vice. But what better way to get through and talking about God having a trump card? God knew you didn't do it.
Yeah.
And that you knew you didn't do it.
Right.
What was the first thing you did after everything was, take us in the courtroom. Take us into the courtroom when the verdict is made.
The verdict. You want to go over to the verdict? Oh, the verdict.
Well, what's in between it?
They had to get the book to do that.
That's why I was trying to get to the verdict.
Okay.
All right.
So the verdict is, so we're in trial 8 days.
Now, hold on. I don't want to steal the fire of the book.
Okay, don't steal the fire.
Okay.
But they know it's a vindication story, so they know I won.
All right, so now let's go.
So they know I was found not guilty.
Yes. All right. And I'm glad we said that again.
Yeah.
What was the first thing you did after you won? The verdict is
when I left the courtroom.
Yeah.
And we went straight to the church and got and went to the sanctuary and got on our face.
What was the first thing you did in the courtroom?
I held my peace because we was instructed by my attorney, like, okay, whichever way this go, don't react. Can't say nothing. You can't holler. You can't do it. Just if it's guilty, keep your posture. If it's not guilty, keep your posture. He told all the people with me, don't y'all make no scene because we don't want no problems, right? And so as soon as the judge read it and said, in the case of United States of America versus Stephen Brown, with the jury found the defendant, Stephen Brown, not guilty. I just like took a deep breath through my, kind of like, rubbed my head, did whatever like that. I had to inhale, you know what I'm saying? My first breath as a free man again, right? You know what I'm saying?
What day was this on? Monday, Tuesday?
Man, this was a Wednesday.
All right, so
it was a Wednesday after Memorial Day.
So what was the first thing you did after?
And so, but them folk ran in the hallway and started praying God. Church folk. So he told them not to do it in there. So they like, okay, we're gonna do it outside.
You're truthful.
So they ran out there. You finna ask what you said, what you asked me.
So what was the first thing you did after you got off your face? Or was that in the book?
Nah. So we went to just pray and thank God, man. I didn't know what else to do. Like, just go in there and cry for a minute. I was laid in there about 30 minutes. And then I got up. I went home, probably got some chicken wings. I can finally eat.
Man, you were so cool.
I can finally eat again.
You were so cool.
Got a chicken wing, called my partners. And they came over, I think, that night. Because I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know how big it was to beat the federal government in court. So all the homies, all the thugs, all the street dudes started hitting my phone and hitting my brother and them phone. And hit my partner and them phone like, man, did this just happen? And I'm just out there like it's a normal day. I won in trial, the pressure gone.
Elevate your street cred?
Yeah.
I mean, like.
I was already the city's pastor, but
we know that.
I am definitely the city's pastor.
You got to say it again.
It ain't even close. Like, you got a lot of preachers around there doing their thing.
Yeah.
But for the streets of Memphis, it ain't even close.
Yeah.
It ain't close.
Yeah.
No, it ain't close.
So it elevate. Did your church grow?
Yeah.
After
still growing.
Yep.
Yeah.
A year coming up on 2 years later.
Yeah, we're 2 years this Memorial Day.
Yep.
Every Memorial Day, we're having a party. You should come down this year.
Yeah, you invite me.
Absolutely. You and your wife, y'all come on.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just sit outside and be chill. I'm serious.
Yeah. We'll sit outside the church or at your house.
At my house.
Baby, you heard it. You heard it. I got to ask you, man, all this weight you've been carrying, all this money you spent, all the effort of trying to keep your family together, all the effort of showing up every Sunday, Sunday to Sunday, Tuesday to Tuesday. Now you're declared the verdict is not guilty. Did that unwind the tight space, the torment in your mind?
Nope. It was the beginning of the process though. But to say that the not guilty verdict just ended all the torment?
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely that's what I thought and what I hoped.
Yeah.
But it's like all that time I was going through that, it's like stuff kept getting dumped on me and layers kept coming on me. And so what I noticed was after the verdict, like day by day, I literally felt it week by week. I felt stuff like falling off. And this ain't nothing spiritual.
Yeah.
It could be spiritual, but I'm just saying I could literally feel it.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like layers like coming off my brain, my mind, my body. And like, dang, man, like I'm getting better, but you know what I'm saying? I had so many lingering things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I was getting better though, because I can always go back to the not guilty, and that was a peaceful thing. So I was referring back to that moment of peace that would help these layers just keep falling. And it fell for like over a year. Like that was the healing, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and how did you get to that place? Were you just chilling out in it and letting it happen?
Man, I was just chilling. It was just that because it was happening at its own pace.
Did you ever seek therapy?
I thought about it, but I never did. I was like getting therapy from like this conversation I was having with different family members and preachers when I was talking on the phone. They didn't know I was doing it, but maybe they did.
Is that the healthy way? In your opinion?
In my opinion,
it was healthy for you.
It was healthy for me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, back in the day, we against therapy and all that stuff, coming to Pentecostal church, but I'm for it now.
Yep.
And I thought about it. And I was recommended to go. A lot of people recommended I should go, but I was getting it along the way. I'm still thinking about going, though.
You should, man.
I'm thinking about it.
You should. You have to, because you never know what else is there. I've been in therapy since I was 13. When my parents divorced, Dad had the wisdom and the foresight to get me and my brother a therapist. And for 13 years, I've been a regular on somebody's couch. And I'm about to go again soon. For a while, we were every week. For years, every week. I hope that you do.
Ooh, I'll think about it, man, just because you said that.
You'll think about it?
Seriously. I will, man.
All right. Man, I'm excited for you that, you know, after a year, you feel that kind of freedom. But everybody need a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, you killing the game still. You know, it's like you catching your second win there in Memphis, and, you know, you still Pastor Brown. I'm not blowing smoke. You know, I'm telling the truth, but I don't know. I'm gonna try to work on you off camera.
Yeah.
You know, because like I've heard it, you know, even Michael Jordan needed a coach. But I am a proponent of somebody helping you get to the next space, get to the next level. Because I don't know how many people have the same mental resilience that you have. I don't know how true people would be to themselves to realize that it's been a year and I don't feel it. Could it be that after this year, you are already at 60% and your 60% had become normative? And then you went to 120, you doubled it. And so now to be back down to 70%, you know, it's so much that happens in our minds that we don't understand. I thought you off camera, but for those that are on camera, you need a coach, you need a therapist, you need somebody that you can go and talk to that can get you to the next level. And I'm gonna work on him. It's been so amazing in many, many different ways. I'm glad to be sitting across a brother who is in the percentage of victory, considering the cases that have been won. And a Black man. I'm happy for you. That's amazing.
Thank you, man.
Second thing is, I'm happy that your church stood with you. Third thing is, not in this order, that your family stayed together.
No doubt.
Fourth thing is that you kept your mental. And that you walk and that you function in a space that is healthy. And the fifth and final thing is that your church is growing because of a testimony of what your big joker brought about. Right there. What legacy, and that camera right there, what legacy will Stephen Brown leave? Not just as a victor, being victorious of what you've gone through, but whatever else will be in the room when you leave. What would that be?
The legacy will be much more than beating a federal case, even though that was huge, or being in the 0.04% of the people who win. all that's good. But, you know, God was still faithful. The legacy I want to leave is people to understand that God is still faithful before a verdict has to come. You know, in the book I talk about, like, the Hebrew boys when they said, even if he don't do it, I'm still going to believe you. And I know he's able. Like, that thought came to me 1,000 times. Like, I know I didn't do it, but even if he don't get me out this jam, I know he's able. And he's still going to be God. Now, I didn't want him to put me on the other side. But if he did, I think I want to be known as a guy who trusted God through it all. No matter what the outcome would have been, I want to be found as a dude still believing God is real and, you know, faith in him was assured in me before a verdict even came. Be God.
When's your book come out?
April 12th.
Tell us how we can get the book.
It's everywhere. Everywhere books are sold, man. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, all that stuff. You can get online and you download it. It's called Vindicated. Vindicated is the name of the book. A true story of a false accusation, a federal trial, and full freedom. All right? It's not about me here trying to sell books or anything like that.
No, I ask you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you told me to talk to the camera.
No, I ask. Wait, thank you for leaving that part.
Yeah.
But can we put us on? Okay. Can we put us on? Okay, there we go. Yeah. I asked that question.
Okay.
You know, I don't think it's about you trying to sell books. Yeah. I asked that. This is my podcast.
Yes, sir. I stand corrected, Bishop.
I asked that.
Yes,
so
sir.
April 12th is when the book released on all platforms.
Yes, sir.
You have a website?
We developing it now, but I do have a church website, but it won't be on there, but I'll make sure we have it.
All right, perfect. We'll put that website up. Mm-hmm. Last words.
Yes, sir. From me.
Yeah.
God is good. All the time.
Period.
And all the time. God is good. He can do anything but fail. I believe it.
You live in it.
I'm living it. You can't tell me God ain't real. Nobody. I don't care how many books you read in jail. I don't care what kind of enlightenment you got when you went to Africa. I don't care who's been teaching you, whatever.
Come on now.
There is no way anybody on this planet can tell me God ain't real. Trust me. He's real.
Come on.
If it was not real, I wouldn't be here today. That's a fact.
Nothing else to say.
Period.
I usually don't shake guest hands.
You got to shake my hand.
I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, man.
All right.
Thank you, man.
God
I really
bless
do.
you.
Thank you.
All right.
The best is yet to come.
Yes, it is.
No, seriously.
Yes,
I would prophesy, but we on camera.
Maybe when the camera goes. Peace. Y'all take care.